First of all, thank you so much to the League of Independent Theater. It's such an honor to be here. My name is Marti Speranza. I'm a candidate for City Council District 4. For those of you not familiar with the district, it starts at 14th, goes to the Upper East Side. It does include a lot of Midtown, so an area that's certainly dense with independent theaters and as you know, a lot of luxury towers going in, and as that happens, it displaces not only residents, but small businesses. Small business is a passion of mine. I'm a former small business owner myself. Prior to launching this campaign, I ran a program for the city called Women Entrepreneurs New York City. We worked specifically with women from underserved communities to help them starting and growing their small businesses. I certainly understand the importance of preserving the fabric of our neighborhoods in terms of allowing these small business owners to thrive. What we can do is support them, shop at them. I'll give you an example. In Stuytown, there's a very popular bagel shop called Essa Bagel. When I have been up and down the district talking to residents and small business owners, and Michael Wenzelberg said to me, I don't think there's going to be any small businesses left in New York City in 20 years. And that's a scary thought for all of us in the room. But the reality is that the city needs to support our small business across the city. That's right. And so what we can do is we can think outside of the box. Programs like We NYC that connected entrepreneurs with funding. And these are micro businesses. People in the room that might be part of independent theater might not think of yourself as an entrepreneur. You're absolutely small business owners. And so there's a lot that you can do in terms of keeping your businesses thriving. And as consumers, we of course need to... Sorry.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Raise your hands if you are willing to be a co-sponsor to Ben Kalis's City Spaces initiative to create searchable database of unused or underutilized city-owned spaces. Thank you very much. Okay. Raise your hands if you will clearly and visibly list your stances on issues facing indie theater and performing arts on your web campaign's website and literature. Raise your hands if you support expanding the theater sub-district fund to include arts organizations with budgets below $250,000 a year. You support the promotion of indie theater to the more than 61 million visitors coming to New York City every year. You can commit to working with the League to create new non-traditional spaces suitable for indie theater performances in your district. You support campaign finance reform and getting money from PACs, super PACs, or special interests out of political campaigns at all levels. You support New Yorkers for Culture and Arts request to increase the funding by $40 million in the city's budget.
Thank you so much. So certainly affordable housing is New York City's greatest challenge. And I think when we're looking at that challenge, it's also important to recognize the tremendous impact, economic impact that the arts have on this city. So you mentioned the 60 million tourists coming in, many of them to see off-Broadway shows, independent theater, and the impact of those people coming to our city is really tremendous. What you have is, a sad state when the independent theater is employing, tens of thousands of people, and yet it's 0.25% of the city's budget that goes towards the arts. So clearly there's an issue in terms of prioritization. There needs to be more resources available for those in the arts so they can continue to be successful and thereby make the city successful in its arts programming. Of course, affordable housing, it would be great to see, complexes like Manhattan Plaza on the west side, on the east side. So I would advocate for, in the Midtown East area, there are lands. We should definitely be looking at both underutilized and undeveloped city-owned properties to create those sorts of not only housing, but performance and rehearsal spaces that are so desperately needed to maintain this culture. New York City prides itself on being the cultural center, not only of the country, but of the world. So it's absolutely essential that serious dollars go behind these efforts. This isn't optional. This is something that's very much part of our city's identity and economic health. So I guess today really underscores the power of the cultural and artistic community. I know there are 50,000 members of LIT, and you're putting on collectively, I think, like 2,000 productions a year, which is immense. But you made time to come out tonight to advocate. I was so pleased to see Controller Stringer here earlier. I know that he was instrumental in sort of saying we need to organize, and it was on all of the members here who created not only a roadmap, but came up with really creative solutions. And I think that is so important. It's one thing to say you care about an issue, but to really get the power behind it and have your messaging so that you can make things happen is what it's all about. It was an honor to be part of this conversation. The arts are immensely important to me. I commit to you that if I have the opportunity to serve in council, I will absolutely be your advocate, be your voice. I think New York City is nothing. It's sterile, it's barren without the arts. So thank you for all you do.